Да, теперь еще одна проверочка. Все, порядок, играем. Так, по заявке сегодня у нас доп-квест.
How'd you like that?
Сегодня мы пройдем, собственно, очень дурацкий, как его называют. Сейчас сдадим квест этой тёхане. Очень дурацкое расследование. Ну как, оно не особо дурацкое, просто оно смешное. Так.
My droid is still missing. I can feel him like a hole in my aching heart. My droid? Destroyed? No. No, this cannot be happening. I can't bear to live without him.
Интересно, куда она пошла? Ну, ок. Так, теперь, значит, мне надо найти остаток мандалорцев. Я там не добил еще одну банду. Еще надо пройти одно расследование. И семья Мотали. Ну, походу, с Мотали и надо начинать. Вот это что за бандосы? Да, начну с Мотали. Сейчас внимательно смотрим. Это частная собственность. Чё это вы сюда пришли? Я от Совета джедаев. Мне нужен Алан Мотали.
You have come from the Jedi Council. Master Matali wishes to speak with you. I will inform him that you are here. Remain at this location until he arrives.
Сейчас придет.
My protocol droid tells me you are here on behalf of the Council. I was beginning to think my demands had been ignored, though I think your time would be better spent interrogating the Sandrals as to the whereabouts of my son Shen.
А вы уверены, что это они?
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantуин to escape the crush of humanity on the core worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Sandrals arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since.
Somehow I imagine the story from the Sandrals would sound just about the same. Don't you?
The injustices the Sandrals have committed against the Matales are far too numerous to name. But the Council is well aware of our many disputes. Recently I discovered several Sandral droids trespassing on my land.
Несколько дроидов сюда приходили от Сандралов.
I have no idea what nefarious purpose lay behind their arrival. My own assassination, perhaps? Destruction of my property? Maybe a simple spy mission? I wasn't about to find out. My own security droids destroyed the invaders. Not a single one survived. It was shortly after this incident that Shen, my only son and heir to the Matali estate, vanished. Obviously, Nurik, the unscrupulous head of the Sandral clan, has abducted my son in retaliation for the destruction of his droids.
Короче говоря, пришли дроиды, я атаковал их своими дроидами. И тут мой Шен пропал. Наверное, Нурик, глава клана Сандралов, похитил моего сына за то, что я уничтожил его дроидов. Так, ну как-то вы с выводами спешите.
Why does the Council insist on stalling? The life of my son is at stake. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Now I understand. I am a man of the world, Jedi. I know how things are done. I will make a contribution of 1,000 credits to the Council in exchange for rescuing Shen from the Sandals. I will present the credits directly to you, of course. Whether the Council ever learns of this donation is completely up to you. Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000. Eventually, I will take...
You would be willing to risk open war over this?
It is the Sandals who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
Вот
I
да.
don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Garth. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
I'm afraid Alana's not just making idle threats. He is rash and foolish enough to attempt a full assault on the Sandral estate. Such action would result in an all-out war between the families.
I've seen men like Alan Matali before. He's so convinced that his hatred is justified, he's prepared to do anything. And if we don't intervene, there will be war.
Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
Ну, кстати, Карт нормально так ворвался. Говорит, он настолько убежден, что его ненависть оправдана. Хорошо, глушанули, кстати. Так, это сюда что? Не, на юг не надо. Абсолютно точно.
The Force fights with me!
Let's go!
Я правильно понял, что я нашел мандалорцев? Кстати, мне сейчас наваляют, скорее всего.
Ah, so this is the meddler. You have caused us far too much trouble for a mere Jedi. I will add your head to those of the other Jedi I have killed and take yet another lightsaber for my own. Now you will know why the Mandalorians are feared.
Ну, удачи, мужик. Так, единственное, что сейчас я задизейблю парочку.
What can I do? What can I do?
Да, я не зря сохранился. без шансов, конечно. Нет. Сейчас что-нибудь придумаем. Надо вообще не так все сделать. Во-первых, надо вот эту штуку сделать. А, не эту штуку. Хотя, вообще-то эту. Я буду с ним драться, так что...
I'm here.
Ну вот.
What?
Не понял. А, на нем ничего не надето. Я понял. Ого. Секундочку. А я и не заметил, что у меня есть такая штука. Ну и, в общем-то... все, да? Да, это бесполезно. Да, это бесполезно.
Yes?
Ready? Yes?
Вот как-то так.
What can I do? I'm here.
Стоянка. Так, слухаков убивай.
Ready?
Это сложно. Ладно, я сейчас попробую перехитрить систему. Ну, вряд ли они встанут, что-то мне так вообще не кажется. Они встанут, если я прибью вот этого. Куда ты? А. Ну вот, в принципе, и все. Конечно. Он станет, в общем, проблема. Короче, надо убивать вот этого парня сразу, иначе все плохо будет.
I will...
Так, значит...
Yes? Yes?
Так, вот ты, пожалуйста, ты.
I'm here.
Down you go!
Бесит, что вот эти ребята убиваются. Она может хоть что-нибудь. Иммюн. Не то, что там блок, а вообще иммюн. Вот это интересно. Он что, еще и бегает быстрее? С ума сдуреть. Сложненько. А если я сделаю ей вот такую штуку? Я что-то сильно сомневаюсь. Ну хотя бы молнии можно забить, это норм, кстати. Вот тут еще недобиток остался один. Так, теперь мне надо его как-то быстренько добить. Причем как?
Yes?
Можно, в принципе, его добить вот так. Есть. Да, это было очень сложно.
Yes?
Ready?
Ну вот, в принципе, решен вопрос. Теперь я буду двумя световыми ходить. Например, вот так. Так. Все, доходит. Хорошо. Так, ну что, теперь расследование, я думаю. Оно, по-моему, в землях стоп. Нет, оно не там. Я вспомнил, где оно. Там мы на один мостик уже ходили специально. Вот сюда надо, тут незаметный поворотик такой. Так, погнали.
I'm here.
Заключен. Меч не
Yes?
В принципе, там драться не надо будет, так что ладно.
Ачута. Унга кун бисту.
Вовремя ты. Ты кто? Валук. Пару часов назад тут произошло убийство, это расследование.
Мучашак Бахан. Киено но намапауле Рачику. Такунджу стахники граблмоко. Качичу ита бодунга. Чеду бадуана нигибобо. Тонга бумша нун. Рунга дихо тонга кун ханкаби. Качикун ита hodonga. Ikinkuno. Tong haidwam jiji jumplumpa. Ita poe tikito. Dolpa da bongualea gandonan chuchu. Kunga diho donga kun hanka. Kachi-kun ita hodonga. Ikinkuno pamulerachi-kun. Slimo po. Kunga diho donga kun hanka. Wanakun bez ching palamule. Tunking ba nunotek. Tukning chatukunne mulera kachikun ida hodonga ikinkuno pa mulera chikun slimo podona rundi hodonga kun runda di hodonga kun honkabi wana kun bez ching palamule kachikun ida hodonga ikinkuno pa mulera chikun Runda di hodonga kun honkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nuno. Mujashak bakhan. Runda di hod.
Так, ну погнали.
Ah, greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handon Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me? I presume you wish to hear my story then. I shall tell you, of course, but there's not much to it. I'm sure that you'll agree that Rickard is quite obviously guilty of murder. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, when all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead. And I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry.
Примерно понял.
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. I'm Rickard Lusov. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here. Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handon to the prison?
Во-первых, уже видно, overcast day и так далее никак не сочетается с тем, что он говорит, солнце слепило мне глаза. Пасмурно.
Так, 제도 봐도 와는 이 통하이트왕 지지 좀 룸바. 니타 포에 티키토. 돌바다 무주샷 밭. 통하이트왕 지지 좀 룸바. 니타 포에 티키토. 돌바다 봉과레어. 다 공주 스탁 미키 그라블 모고. 같이 주이다 모동가. 돌바방 원래요. 카치군 이다하던가 이킹군노 무주샷 박한.
How can I be of further assistance? I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to. He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. But merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit agitated. Why must we remain here? Can't you... How can I be... I was taking my daily constitutional. I just happened to be running by when I heard a shot. I ran over and found... Yes, quite often. I generally prefer... A healthy body will breed a healthy mind, as I... Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. How? Of course.
So, what do you... Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slime ball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to... I told you already, didn't I? Was hunting some Iriaz. Was in my blind a little south of here when I... Now You Jedi are so predictable. Always seeing some greater purpose behind everything. Can't you see that it must have been Handon? I found him I don't know why this is causing you so much trouble. Well, I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body. Right.
제도 봐도 완 제도 통 카치쿠 lun통 통카
Greetings, Padawan. You must be the one Master Baluk has... I am an information retrieval droid.
I can assist you by accessing the records of... If you have any... I have already retrieved some information from... Is there any... My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours... Is there any... The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past 7 weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettick and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information you need? According to the municipal authorities near the Garang spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in the cantina. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettick about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored. Is there any... My preliminary analysis of... Is... These plains are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Irians are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Calf hounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by small farms. Is there any... Very well.
How can I be of... But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him. My wife was cheating on me with him. I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him, it may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Knock his block off, maybe, sure, but not kill it. I had had my suspicions for several weeks, but it may have been... I was... Of course.
So... Now, I don't love Calder, but we go back... We've been... Right. So... Yeah, we were... Can I... Now, I don't love Calder. We've been part... Right.
Ну, допустим.
Takumjus tak Mickey grabble mogo. Kachi kun mucho shot pa.
Is there any... We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong. Is there any... My preliminary is... These... There... So... Is... Very well.
Так, допустим.
How can I be of... That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous calf hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon, so I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of... Of course. Of course.
Допустим.
So... That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Ichani weaponry. Always wished I could get my... That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he ought... Right.
Is there any... I am sorry, but I thought to find them. Is there any... Very well.
Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun be takumjus tak Mickey grabble mogo. Kachichu itabo duk. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez kachi kun itabo duk. Mucho shot.
Is there any other... I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on... The blood on the weapon is definitely not KOTOR's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to KOTOR. Is there any... Very well.
How can I be... Knock his block off, maybe, sure. Yeah, but I was... Of course. Okay.
So. Right.
Ничего не происходит.
Рунда ди хотонга.
Допустим.
Рунда ди хотонга кунхан.
Hey, what are you doing?
Чеда бадуана ниди бобо. Тон та кунжу стах мики грабл мого. Качичу ита бодунга. Толбабанк валео. Runda di hotonga kun honkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tong tong abong shao. Ta kung stach miki grabel mogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Kachiku runda di hotonga tong hait won't damn you. Ta kung stach miki grabel mogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabang kachikun ita hodong tong hait wom jiji jung lumpa.
Well done. I'm impressed. I'm not sure I could have done as well.
Achuta. Bunga kun bistulpi kikui.
Ну да, там оба виноваты. Ясно. Так, скиллы. Типа вот такого, наверное. А, так он в нескольких может кидаться. Ну тогда нормально. Так, ладно. Ага. А, вот так это делается. Ладно, ладно. Здесь понятно все. Так, теперь мне надо к сандралам. Не, мне нужно туда. У сандралов там надо поболтать с этими. Investigation там, короче, очередной надо сделать. Это довольно угарно.
This is private property.
Оба.
Cassius is dead, and it is as we feared. You should speak to Nureg yourself. Nureg left orders he was not to be disturbed, but given the circumstances, I would...
I have been informed by my protocol droid that you have news about my son Cassius. Cassius is dead? I was afraid of this, yet in my heart... Cath hounds? I was so certain the Matali family was to blame. But this changes nothing. My own son is dead. Why should I shed one tear about...
Typical. Anything to continue the feud, which has become so customary to you people.
I must ask you something, though it is difficult for me. Please, the diary... I thank you for this. We have nothing further to discuss. Please, leave me to my grief.
Выше, блин.
You are here from the council, are you not? Looking for Shen Matale?
Troublemaker.
My name is Rahasia. Nurik is my father. He has not been himself since Cassis disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Matales are responsible. He's not thinking rationally. Cassis is dead? It is as I feared. My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised... You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at here, do you? That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council...
No. Since Cassis went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassis. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance. Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man. Please, find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever. Take this key. It will open an unguarded door at the rear of the estate. There are many security... Shen and I, But I met Shen alone, and Shen, we talked, please.
Короче, понятно. Back of the estate, надо спасти Шена. Ну, короче, у Сандрелов пропал сын. Сына прибили катхаунды. Но вот только Сандрелы так не думают. Они думают, что это Матали. И поэтому Сандрелы сделали его сына. Секундочку, сначала мины разминирую. Проблем не оберешься. Так, ладно, сейчас будем пробовать все это ломать. Оба remains. Это хорошо, лутик. Правда, это все дроидная, бесполезная ерунда. Попробую посмотреть, но я не знаю, если будет бесполезно, то я переиграю. Да нафиг мне это надо. Так, South. Нет, значит, Security. Central Security. Да я и так прибью. Так. Repair. Так, Storage. Не, ничего не надо. Я не буду ничего этого делать. Там дроиды легчайшие, они с одного удара валятся. Так. О.
What can I do?
Uh-huh.
Так, ты у нас вроде взламывать умеешь.
On it. Damn.
Не умеешь. Понятно. Ладно, хоть с 2 ударов. Рановато.
Please, there are... Please...
Нормально я их так пограбил, надо сказать. Так, вот где тюрьма, я заблудился в конец вообще. Так, еще раз. Да, вот здесь-то должно быть.
Who are you? What do you want? Rescue me? No. It's not my own safety I'm concerned about. I'm worried about the fate of Nurik's daughter, Rahasia. If I escape, Nurik will think Rahasia is to blame. Nurik is insane with grief over the loss of his son, Cassus. If I leave with you, it is Rahasia who will suffer. I cannot allow that. If you can convince Rahasia to escape with us, I will accompany you. Who could imagine a Sandral doing such a thing for the sake of a... I would rather face my own death than... Thank...
Понятно. Да, ну тут Санта-Барбара, конечно. Но это последний квест, дальше уже будем летать. Так. Кстати, не все. Я еще не все у них стащил. Туда нельзя, да? Это как раз можно. Да где она есть-то? А, вот.
What are you doing here? Shen can be so stubborn sometimes, but I know Shen would rather die than leave me here alone to face the wrath.
Скажи Шену, ясно. Теперь я должен все сказать Шену. Я тут заблудился. Я не понимаю расположение всего этого.
You're back.
Во, вот сейчас будет весело.
Shen, you're safe.
Rahasia! Well, thank goodness you managed to escape.
It was all thanks to this kind Jedi that we managed to get this far at all. I thank you, Jedi, for all that you have done for us.
No, we know that you must have gone to great personal risk to get us out of the Sandral state undetected. But surely we can...
Поехали. Если все, о, дальше поехали.
There you are, Shen.
Father!
Mr. Matale.
Rahasia!
Father.
Mr. Sandral!
Nurik!
Alan!
I knew this was all your doing. I knew you had captured my son.
You had taken my Cassus from me long before that. You started it.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. Now I will get revenge for your transgressions.
Please listen to him, Father.
Why should I listen to the Jedi? All you want is to remain with that Sandral harlot.
My daughter is not a harlot, Matale dog!
Our children don't know enough of what's good for them to make a reasonable decision.
Ну,
It's
погнали.
better to let older, wiser heads like ours make the decision.
Точно.
Rahesia and I don't want you to make decisions for us. We want to live alone away from you.
You insolent boy! If you want to live alone, then so be it. I disown you. Never set foot in my house again.
I don't care. Rahesia and I will live on our own if you won't accept us.
You will do no such thing. I am your father, and I order you to come back with me.
No, Father, I won't.
Rahesia, you will not leave with this Matale boy.
I am, Father, and you can't stop me. We're leaving for the Enclave.
You foolish girl.
You expect us to just let them leave? Droids, stop them!
You will not turn your droids on my daughter. Droids, don't let them take Rahesia.
We appear to be at an impasse then. And they got away.
It is your fault, darling. You were always too violent for your own good.
Me? You were the one who rushed out here with war droids.
Просто вот ответ.
I will not rest until I have my Shen back. The Council will hear of the troubles you caused, Jedi.
Indeed they shall.
О, господи, два деда, дебилы. Мне больше понравилась там фраза. Надо, чтобы решали мы, старые и мудрые. Да мудрые слов нет, орут друг на друга лет, 500 уже. Мудрости им прям не занимать. Старые и мудрые пускай решают. О, господи, вы серьезно? Это ржачно. Так, ладно. Очень смешная фигня. Так, ладно, в пещере я уже был. Да. Ну, в принципе, все квесты завершены, пора улетать отсюда. А, я могу сделать так, да? Да. Эван Хок. О, ладно, так.
How can I help? It was less of a dream and more of a vision the two of us shared. But I am certainly willing to answer any questions the Jedi Council did not. Are you wondering why we shared the vision, or why we even received it in the first place? To the first, I can only repeat the answer that the Council gave us. Our fates are linked, and for two as strong as we are in the Force, that amounts to a near-physical bond. As to the second, I truly don't have an answer for you. The Force works as it will, and perhaps we should be grateful for what we've been given. I don't know. Believe me, I certainly don't find the prospect of being joined to you enjoyable in any fashion. Please, forgive me. I did not mean to imply that you were repulsive in any sense of the word. That we shared something so personal is just not something I'm used to. What would you like to know? Perhaps because we desired to. Perhaps because they came to this planet and were strong enough in the Force to leave a trace. That would not be my first choice either. But choice appears to be irrelevant in this matter. We dreamed about Revan and Malak either because we were meant to or because we needed to. There is no other way to look at it. I have no idea. It was obviously important, however. That is why we must investigate this further. With luck, we will. I would rather not rely on such visions to guide us. But when we have so little else to go on, and the... As you wish.
How can I help?
No, not bothering you. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us, I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
Ну, начинаем ее троллить.
Please. I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Our fates are strongly connected. So connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship. Don't worry, these are simple questions.
Ну вот тут можно ее потроллить вот так, но...
Good. Excellent. Your current age is? Yes. Well, the truth is, I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character. You were honest, which is good. And you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taurus. It's probably a lot. We can speak again later. How can I help? I do? How did you know?
Господи.
You are easily the vainest, most arrogant man I have ever met. Besides, I know you can't be serious, since I was purposefully not staring in your direction. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I feel... whatever I think about you.
О, боже.
That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of... We must all resist the... That's our death. I believe you to... Your power... How can I help? Done. I find... Then I said...
Yes, what's... Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. Left out of the loop? Yeah. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you.
That is none of your concern, Carl.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as close... I may not know much about the Jedi, but I do know they aren't famous for taking on old Padawans and sending them on dangerous assignments.
Вот да, вот тут, блин. Иногда, когда слушаешь его, думаешь, блин, как он раздражает со своей подозрительностью и паранойей. Но, блин, нет, он не раздражает. И его подозрительность и паранойя, они оправданы. Это во-первых. А во-вторых, он здравые вопросы задает. Взрослых людей не берут, блин, ученики в Академию джедаев. Это дико подозрительно. Вот здесь он прав. Но есть связь между Бастилой и мной.
What kind of... You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal.
Вот да.
I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
Помоги мне, здесь должна быть причина.
No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again. Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... Just forget I said anything. Yes, what's it? Let's... You got it.
Ну да, но в принципе сейчас я сдам все эти самые все квестики и пойду нафиг с этой планеты.
Yes?
Я не качнул Бастилу, сейчас, секунду.
Yes?
Я еще и световой меч не вкачнул, так что сейчас будет. Так, Шена мотали, мне не надо ничего сдавать. Так, Mandalorian Raiders. Так, как Контерас, это все фигня. Mandalorian Raiders. Так, мне сейчас надо выйти вон туда и сдать это Джону. А вот куда делась Элиза, я не помню.
Have you found the Mandalorian? Thank you, young master. Here is the reward. Again, I thank...
Что там у меня по деньгам? 6К. В принципе, норм. Сейчас я еще зайду в те комнатки, потому что я не помню, куда девается та Тёхана, а я имею в виду Элиза, куда она девается. И вообще, встретим ли мы ее, потому что, ну, квест типа горит еще, я просто не знаю. Этот пазак игрок. Так.
I took... But I must. I was much too attached to my droid. It was all that was left of my husband, you see. Maybe I thought that through the droid...
I think we understand. Love can...
But I went too far. I could not see what was missing in living a normal life. Fortunately, in my grief, I returned here and ran into Samt, an absolutely fascinating man.
Ну вот, другое дело.
Samt and I got to talking, and, well, we have a lot in common. I think we'll be seeing more of each other. It's funny how things work out in the end. Maybe they're... But I think we should be going now. Goodbye.
Ну, другое дело. Так.
I'm sorry we have nothing of value. When I...
Rahasia and I wish...
Ну, ясно, эти тоже здесь тусят. Так, квест закончен. Ну все, сейчас я доделаю меч. И погнали. Я там столько разных кристаллов подобрал, что я думаю, сейчас я все тут подряд обновлю. Так, сейчас, секунду. Что он дает? А, нормально дает. Ну, он станет. Неплохо. Ну, потрясающе так-то. Но вот эту вот штуку я, конечно, бы поменял на какой-то другой цвет, скажем, вот такой. Так, Бастилу... А, у нее на нее нет кристаллов, но она, в принципе, ладно, она и так пойдет. Да, это пойдет. Ranged. И так все хорошо, и здесь все хорошо. Армор. И так все хорошо. Да, здесь, в общем-то, все. Это интересно. 23. Но, видимо, надо все-таки какой-то защитой пожертвовать в итоге, потому что, ну, я не смогу даже силовую скорость кастануть.
You have returned, young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins? This news of a Starforge is disturbing. Action is required, but we must not do so in haste. We must discuss recent events in light of this new information.
We should consult the Jedi archives to see if...
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you. Padawan, you have done well in discovering the star map hidden within the ancient ruins. But there is more you must do in the battle against we Jedi.
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Starforge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Starforge...
The star map in the room. Each star map. The Jedi numbers have been yet if we send a company... Secrecy is our Bastila will accompany, and Juhani has also asked to accompany you.
Juhani nearly fell to the dark side. Perhaps her presence will serve as a reminder to you.
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. You will not be able to... You may return... The fate of the... May the Force...
Так, ну тут понятно.
Shenmut, I have heard that...
Shen and... It is the way of the Jedi to provide help to those in need, and you see...
Rahasia, their love for each other was being... While it is...
Greetings, as you... May the Force...
Да, тут больше ничего не скажут. Просто сказали, что молодец, что помог Шену Матари. И, в принципе, вот и все. Пора валить. Да. Как-то так.
Так, just Miki grab. Runda di hotonga kun tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Kaji kun ida. Tak, just Miki runda di hotong. Ka much runda. Ta tong. We run. We run.
Ясно, просто предупредил, что где-то будут тирантантантантеки, как их там, блин, зовут. Тирантантатек, блин, как его называют? Терентатек. Терентатек, вот как его зовут. Да, есть там такое чудовище, типа ранкера, только еще хуже. Ну, здоровая фиговина такая, по-моему, которая игнорит всю силу, которую на него применяешь. Так, ну вот, собственно, теперь я, наконец, могу.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Terrace. I still can't believe it's gone. I mean, I grew up there and now it's just gone. I don't really think there's anything you can say. I just have to find some way to deal with it, I guess. It'll take some time. Look, I'm not saying I can't go on or anything like that. It's just... It's a shock, you know? I mean, I knew the Sith were evil and all, but the reality of it kind of slaps you in the face. But I suppose that's why we need to stop Malik, right? The more time I spend dwelling on Taris, the more chance some other planet will get wiped out. I guess that's what it comes down to. So don't worry about me. Hey there. Really? You want to... Big Z's my family, you know? My parents, well, this was before the gang wars were out of hand. But even then... Anyway, I don't like the Vulkars at the best of times. And when I saw them picking on this, I screamed out, "Leave them alone, you core slimes!" And charged right at them. Well, one of them saw me coming and slapped me so hard he just about knocked me cold. Hey, don't treat me like I'm a little girl. I ain't no kid. I'm 14 years old. Those Vulkars didn't scare me. They're nothing but cowards. I knew how to deal with them. I guess Zalbar didn't like seeing me get smacked around. He let out this howl and yanked that Vulkar a meter up off the ground and held... Are you kidding? Big Z ain't like that. He's just a big old softy inside. Of course, the Vulkars didn't know that. The other two screamed and ran off. Can't say I blame them. The first time you see an angry Wookiee up close, it isn't a pretty sight. I thought Zalbar was gonna rip that punk's arms off and beat him to death with his own fists. The Vulkar was so scared, he fainted. Or maybe it was Big Z's breath just knocked him out. I keep telling Zalbar to brush those choppers of his, but he never listens. Just stay upwind when he's speaking and you'll be fine. Anyway, I knew those Vulkars would be back with friends, so I grabbed Zalbar and we took off. Ever since then, we've been a team. We look out for each other, you know? He was fleeing some kind of trouble back on Kashyyyk. That's all I know, really. Big Z doesn't like to talk about it. In case you didn't notice, he's the strong, silent type. Doesn't much matter to me, though. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You think I can't take care of myself? I've got street smarts. I know how to get by on my own. In fact, I look out for Zalbar more than he looks out for me, you know? Big Z is a little bit too gullible to make it alone on the mean streets of the lower city. Yeah, my brother's a touchy subject, you know? It just so happens, I don't really feel like talking about him right now. Nothing personal. Let's just get back to the business at hand, okay? Hey there. I was a little snappish when we last talked. I'm sorry about that. I get a little touchy when it comes to Griff. It's kind of embarrassing telling people about him. It's complicated. Griff wasn't the most popular guy. He had his faults. But I still loved him, you know? Sometimes I never knew my parents. My brother, we were stuffed inside a packing crate in a starfreighter's cargo hold with just enough food and water to make the trip. I don't know the whole story. I was pretty young, but my brother owed a lot of money. Might even have the only way to get off the planet. See, this is why I don't like to... Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Without my brother, he gambled and drank. Showed me how... Hey, you don't know what it's... I really... He fell... I don't want... If I'm sorry. Okay. Hey there. I'm sorry. She... But Lee... I thought... After that, he pro... Oh, I don't... Sorry. Okay. Hey there. Don't worry. Okay.
Ну, короче, да, самое главное узнали про Лину, про... Так, workbench, он теперь бесполезен.
Yeah, what do you want? From what we saw from space, but I might have... You have... Here's a... There any... You want to hear tales of my exploits? Of the wars I've seen and fought, the enemies I've seen die by my hand? My name's Canderous, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth, gain renown, and make our fortunes. Times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as they were aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite, or we only wanted the challenge of the battle and glory. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's... When I think of the battles I fought, we will never again... Yeah, what do you want? Your...
Пока не хочет болтать. Так, вот тут интересно. По-моему, тут все пустые, да? Перепроверю, но я не помню. Да, он не особо болтливый. А вот Джухани это интересно.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before in the grove. It was wrong of me. I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes, and in my own. Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed. How may I be... What is it you would... How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very... Well, back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often. The hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth. Defenders of... It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Yes, when I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored. They were quite striking. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference as the the foolish. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted, although perhaps I was not. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet come. How may I be of a... What is it? I have been thinking about my... I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. More time would do me good. Time to... I think that is why the council agreed to send me... I do not come here begging for scraps. How may I... What is it?
How can I help? Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face... It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however.
Ага, Ревана не убили. Это не то, что я слышал.
Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of...
Yes.
How can I help? Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity. I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Tal Ravan, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged. Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly. Like all who join the Order, I have learned to embrace the life I've chosen. It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly. Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was... She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi. A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have... Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse. Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But I do not wish to How can I help? Then I suggest...
Yes, what's on your mind? Dantouin's a what? You got it.
Я сейчас кое-что проверю. Если я выйду с корабля, там будет что-нибудь или нет? Сейчас, секунду. Там просто есть один такой трюк. Ну, предположим, хоп, хоп. Сейчас я кое-что проверю. Да, так и знал.
Mission, is that you? It's me, Lena, remember? I was dating your brother back... Lena? I'm just passing through. Griffin, Don't you start trashing my brother, you cantina rat! Take that back or I'll smack you so hard your head tails will pop off! Mission, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? You've got your facts a little backwards. Mission could have come with us if she wanted to. It was her choice to stay behind. You liar! Griff told me that you didn't want his little sister tagging along. That's why he had to leave me behind. Is that what the Hutt Spawn told you? I wanted you to come with us, Mission. I even offered to pay for your ticket. Why not? I paid for everything else while I was with that freeloader. But he told me you didn't want to leave Terrace. I said we shouldn't even go then. But he said we'd come back and get you after we struck it rich on Tatooine. No, you're the one who's lying. Griff... Think about it. If Griff wasn't trying to ditch you, Mission, then why didn't he tell you where we were going? After we left Terrace, he told me looking after you was holding him back. Griff's always looking to blame other people for his own problems. That's why he abandoned you. He did the same thing to me, too, as soon as I ran out of money. You damn well know it. He's nothing but a sleazy scam artist. If Mission knew it was good for her, she'd forget he ever existed. But Griff is my brother. I just can't pretend he doesn't exist. If he was here to defend him... Hey, if you want to talk to Griff, go ahead. Last I heard, he was going to make a fortune working the Zerka Corp mines on Tatooine. But as far as I'm concerned... Griff's better off without you anyway, you table-dancing, brother-stealing home wrecker. I guess that's my cue to leave then. I didn't mean to upset you, Mission.
Короче, это точка, на которой активируются вот эти миссии. Личные. Да, так, например, вот так. Кстати, вы почитать про Sneak Attack никогда особо не разбирался, как это работает. Так, фиты.
Yes?
И сейчас я это проверну еще раз. Опять с теми же ребятами. Прям там несколько раз надо.
How can I help? I do. I've been watching you. I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continue to walk. You need to see what the dark side represents in its entirety. The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for. I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed. Millions dead, and far more. That is why the dark side is so insidious. If you are not careful, you do not even see each small step you take towards it until it's too late. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror, that we have unlimited control, vigilance, and foresight. If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to... We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to... I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded, but we're...
Сейчас я погоняю здесь это. Туда-сюда. Ну потому что... Так, сейчас, секунду. Можно еще сделать вот такую вещь. Куда я там жал? А, вот сюда. Нет, не сюда. Я здесь никуда не мог ужать. Торможу, короче говоря. Так, что-то будет? Нет. Ладно, это не важно.
Я?
Только одну секундочку. Вот он у нас что? Он у нас будет стрелять или что? У него сила просто гигантская. Я вот не знаю, ему вообще есть смысл? Не, он, наверное, будет не стрелять. Он, наверное, будет у нас бить виброклинками. Ну, кстати, фит 3, да. Сейчас я вот это возьму. Стрелять он... А, ну вот он чуть-чуть что умеет. Ему надо вот эти две взять и хотя бы... А, ну вот это он уже умеет. Ну, неплохо, кстати. А, ну вот, уже может по мозгам надавать. Так, вот это. И еще есть второй меч. Да, хотя бы так. Сейчас я гляну, что у нее по фитам. 7-й левел. Awareness. Хорошо. О, two weapon fighting вообще у нее нет. Это печально. У нее dexterity высокий. Кстати, у меня такой же абсолютно, вот только у нее и сила никакущая, это тоже печаль. Она везде какая-то, блин, средняя, я не знаю. Ну и силу надо качать, иначе не получится. Так, вот тут какие опасные вещи у нее. Короче, пусть не парится, я думаю. Так, фиты. Ну и это точно надо. Это больше побьет. Защита 19. А это такая же защита, да? А, только она ничего носить не умеет, поэтому она останется такой же.
Sure.
Ладно, все, я еще, наверное, вечером зайду, так что сохраняемся и сваливаем.